Alright, what's up guys? Hope you all are having a great day today. This is going to be a pretty interesting video because we're going to be taking a look at an article from someone trying to say that, it's just a bunch of toxic males that don't like Abby in The Last of Us Part 2 because that's like the go-to thing to blame for everything after all in 2020, It just makes for a very easy scapegoat. You have this character that most people don't like, is unrealistically buff, not even to mention she's in the apocalypse where food is scarce, so you're probably not going to have enough to bulk up like that. But then again, her dad was a doctor, so maybe he had some roids in like his medicine cabinet, and I guess whenever she feels like her muscles are getting smaller, she just pops a pill from like her dad's steroid stash. I think it's funny that the only character in the entire Last of Us universe that I've seen that's like this ripped is a female, I think it's really funny, bro. Like, that's the whole thing here, is this character is such a joke and everybody loves to meme on it. And I think it's really funny that the only people who really like Abby, like, my good friend Tajay, the #1 Last of Us shill on YouTube, I think it's funny that he says shit like, oh, this is the best character in The Last of Us Part 2, and then proceeds to upload videos like this to
I can't believe this shit is real.
I mean, personally, I'm starting to detect a correlation here. The type of person that would get on camera and cry over a piece of marketing material for a video game is definitely the type of person that would like Abby as a character, but we're not going to get into that. We are going to be taking a look at this article from one of my favorite news sources out there, none other than Polygon, okay? One of the most reputable names in gaming. You can always trust that they are going to provide the best information in the gaming industry. Now, the title of this article we're going to be taking a look at here is The Last of Us Part 2 proves gaming doesn't know how to deal with muscular women. Welcome to the gun show. And if that article title made you physically cringe, I don't blame you, dude. You are not alone. I think I'd rather get choked out by Abby's biceps than have to read that shit again. But anyway, let's go ahead and dive balls deep into this article. Well, AAA video games have recently started incorporating more female protagonists for the most part. These characters fit a specific build. Leading ladies are often svelte. I have no clue how the fuck you say that. See, this is what games journalists do. They pick like these fucking obscure ass words to look like they're intelligent when we all know these motherfuckers Googled the word they really wanted to use and looked for synonyms and picked the one that sounded the most fucking irrelevant. But anyway, let's keep going. And thin. And while they may also be capable of serious feats of strength, their features are often delicate. The idea seems to make these protagonists desirable to straight men, even as those characters kick dudes' asses. I mean, I don't really get this complaint. Like, who the fuck wants to play a video game where you play as, like, the most disgusting human beings you can think of? Like, imagine buying a video game and the entire time your character is, like, a literal person of Walmart or, like, some fucking sweaty Redditor or something. Like, let's use another Naughty Dog game, for example. Like, I think most people would say, like, Nathan Drake or whatever. It's not exactly what the average dude looks like. He's definitely a much more attractive male than what you would typically find on the fucking street, okay? Because I don't think most people would choose, like, a fucking 400-pound neckbeard with a Reddit t-shirt with fucking Cheeto crust under his fingernails over Nathan Drake as a character in that game. I'm just saying, bro. So I think the same thing works for females as well. Like, if you're gonna look at a character, why the fuck are you gonna want to look at some ugly motherfucker on the screen? Like, I really just love how they always leave out, like, oh, well, male characters obviously aren't, the ideal version of what a man should look like because, everybody's walking around with, like, a fucking six-pack, toned muscles and shit. I mean, if you're gonna stare at a video game character for 10 plus hours, you might as well get some eye candy out of that shit. I'm just saying, bro. Like, there is a distinct reason why I prefer Tomb Raider over Uncharted. Well, actually, two reasons. The first being Tomb Raider has a bow, and on top of that, I would much rather stare at Lara Croft's ass than Nathan Drake's. I'm just throwing it out there, bro. Pride Month is over. You guys can't call me fucking homophobic now, but anyway, just imagine being this pathetic of a person where your only accomplishment in life is giving people that are going to be far more successful than you could ever hope to be just dumb shit to laugh at on the internet. You know, let that shit sink in before you ever make the mistake of wanting to become a games journalist. But that's exactly what I think of whenever I see one of these articles that are this desperate to try and call people out for some bullshit, dude. These toxic males, how could they attack Abby? But, you know, whatever, man. We're dealing with someone who probably has 4 roommates in their fucking 30s. But let's keep going here. Abby, a new character introduced in The Last of Us Part 2, does not fit the mold. Her face is anchored by a square jaw, which gives her visage a wider look, at least compared to the heart-shaped face that defines most women in games. Perhaps most notably, Abby is buff, you don't say. Your eyes are drawn to her chest and muscular arms, which according to The Last of Us Part 2, she worked very hard across multiple years to beef up. I could imagine how hard it would be, you know, finding that many testosterone replacement pills, steroids, and even finding the time and caloric intake in order to amass that muscle mass. That's some dedication right there. She definitely got those gains. She fucking earned that shit. As someone who regularly boxes and plays sports, can we please get a massive fucking X in the chat for that shit? Because I highly doubt that any human being, if you can even describe them as that writes articles for Polygon like this shit, I just have to press fucking X to doubt to infinity that they play sports or box. Like fucking Wii boxing does not count, okay? But moving on here. Abby's appearance isn't just familiar to me, it's aspirational. It's been baffling to see some of the popular dissenting opinion on the game, which often directed against Abby. Jesus Christ, this writing here like fucking 10 out of 10, bro. Part of the dislike seems unavoidable. The Last of Us Part 2 asks you to play as a character who is fundamentally opposed to the heroes we've spent hours learning to love and protect. Abby is a hard sell, and that would be true no matter what she looked. That's a fucking lie, bro. Like, if she looked normal, people would not be memeing the absolute fuck out of her right now. People would not be making fun of this character at every single opportunity. It's the fact that they made her look like a literal She-Hulk that people are making fun of this shit. But anyway, moving on here. But much of the hate visible on social media isn't just about the story and Abby's likability compared to Ellie and Joel. It's fixated upon Abby's jacked up body. I don't really blame people for making fun of this shit. Like, I genuinely don't know what you expect to have, and do you think people are just gonna look at Abby, who has arms that are thicker than a male torso, and be like, oh yeah, this is completely normal? But anyway, there's like this tweet with like this meme here, which, Jesus Christ, it's a fucking Reddit joke, which that's cringe in and of itself. But anyway, let's keep going here. Quote, if you think the normal for women is having that kind of musculature and stature, just go outside, man. One misguided viral Twitter post reads. I mean, if you do actually walk around, I highly doubt you'll see a female that looks like Abby, but you know, that's just my personal experience in 22 years of life. But anyway, let's keep going here. Posts that feature Abby at all often break down into arguments as to whether or not she's realistic and whether or not a woman could actually look like that. I don't think anyone's saying a woman could never look like that. I think they're saying in the apocalypse where resources are scarce, it's probably not going to fucking happen, considering in the Last of Us universe, there's not even a man that's this fucking buff. But anyway, the level of low IQ displayed in this article is absolutely fucking astounding. But anyway, let's keep going here. The funny thing is, like many characters in The Last of Us Part 2, Abby is partially based on a real person, and then it has this tweet from this person named Mari Ajabui, I don't know, Native American writer on rest hiatus. Thank you so much for that distinction. But anyway, it says, bigoted male gamers, Abby is unrealistic, women can never look like that. Me, may I present to you Colleen Foch, whom Abby's body was based on, yet she didn't voice act, she wasn't the face model for it. I wonder why, but you know, this is somebody who dedicates their entire life to working out. Of course you can look like that. No one's saying it's impossible. This, of course, doesn't satisfy some detractors. It just changes the debate. Is there enough food for someone of the post-apocalypse to mass up like this? Yes, the WLF is canonically depicted to have plenty of reason. Well, there we have it, guys. You know, just completely fucking owned with facts and logic. You know, facts don't care about our feelings. We have been completely obliterated here. Holy shit. Can we really say this is a realistic body type if theoretically you have to train for ages to achieve it? Realism has no bearing on how common something is, just whether or not it can be true. That's right, guys. You know, follow your dreams. Anything is possible. If you want to look like the She-Hulk herself, just keep pumping that iron, bro. It doesn't matter if half the population is trying to eat your face off of you, and you know, resources are extremely scarce. Perhaps the grossest result of all of this is the insistence that Abby could only look like this if her character was trans, as if only folks that were assigned male at birth could possibly have big muscles. Like, where the fuck do I get assigned as male at birth, bro? Like, when I'm born, does the doctor go like, yeah, this motherfucker's gonna have a 7-inch Punisher? Can we, like, get an exchange? Like, if you want to upgrade to maybe, like, 9? Is that a possibility? Is that how this shit works? Like, what the fuck? I'm not even gonna get into this because it's a bad idea, all things considered. YouTube, no likey, that type of conversation. And, well, I probably said way too much to begin with. So, let's get back on topic. That conspiracy theory has been debunked by the folks behind the game, but the fact that the idea could exist at all reveals something uncomfortable about what limited types of bodies we're used to seeing in the medium. You know, we need more buff woman representation, 100%. And then there's another tweet from this person named Laura Bailey, which I think she's like the voice of Abby. It says throwback to Abby training days, which, I mean, if the character looked like that, you know, I'd probably hit up Abby on the low, not gonna lie. She's looking kind of cute in that pic, but yeah, I don't fucking know, man. I'm losing it at this point. We're almost fucking done with this article. Thank God. Abby doesn't look like most women in games. Thank fucking God, or else I would not play video games because I would just be cringing my ass off the entire time. It's true, but Abby's appearance is only potentially jarring because video games lack range when it comes to body diversity, not because women can't actually look like that. We can, and we do. I'm glad Abby is here to prove it. Yeah, that's right. If you need proof that women are buff in real life, look no further than a fucking fictional video game. But, you know, just a wonderful article overall. Really glad that I sat through this. Definitely don't regret my life. Definitely not rethinking my decisions moment by moment as we went through this. But if you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like on it. End my suffering, please. 1 like equals 1 prayer, and I would greatly appreciate it. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you all so much for taking the time out of your day to check out this video, and for all the recent support as well. And I will catch you guys next time.